guys, thanks for joining me again today. So for today I have got a special video for you, which has been requested by Tian Patton. So she asked if I could make a video on how I store my embellishments. So there's a few ways that I store embellishment. So the first thing first is that I tend to get I get a couple of kits a month. So if the embellishments come in the kit, I tend to just keep them in the kit unless, I've essentially used up the kit and just a few pieces of embellishment left. So for example, if, we're talking about silk calico kits, I tend to just keep them in the kit unless, I've used most of it. And so there's a few types of embellishment I'm going to show you. So the first one is how I store these stickers. So for many of you who are a fan of American craft / crepe paper, you probably have a bunch of these stickers, and the way I store them is I essentially put them in these kind of fabric box, which I got from IKEA, and they fit most of these stickers really nicely except this one. But to be honest, I think it's not really a main issue. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. It's not really a main issue, just mainly because you can just follow up the top part of the label, so which is absolutely fine. It's not going to actually wreck your stickers in any way. And yeah, so I store especially the new ones in here, and the rest of the stuff I essentially just put in the cupboard, which I don't really use that often, to be honest. With the stickers, I actually store most of them in a drawer behind me, which I sort by color, etc. If you're interested in me showing you how I sort those or anything like that, please let me know. I'm happy to do another video on that. But so here's the stickers, and the way I store it is I'll store it behind me, behind my working desk, I guess, and I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod, and I'm gonna show you in a second how I store it. Okay, so first of all, I need to apologize for my wobbly camera work. So I took the camera off the tripod, so it's now just using hands-free. So the first thing I want to show you is this is essentially I guess the cupboard and the shelf that's behind my desk. And as you can see here, this is where I store my stickers. So this is the cloth box from IKEA that I showed you earlier, and that fits right in there. And this shelf I also use to store a bunch of things that I reach for quite often. So these are the 6x6 pads, 12x12 pads, as well as the white cardstock, as well as these Project Live pocket sleeves as well. So, and next thing I'm going to be showing you how I store my die cut pieces. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to show you is how I store my die cuts. So my die cuts, I tend to store them in these kind of trays. Where I got this tray from is essentially from a Project Live core kit. So for some of you who are familiar with Project Live, you know that you can get these Project Live core kit. This particular one is from Heidi Swap, and what you do is you essentially open this up and you get a tray, and you lift out this tray, and then you essentially just remove these cards and then use the tray to store your embellishment. And this works well for me because I don't actually store these cards, well, I don't tend to store these cards in the box, in this tray that it comes in. I tend to actually store them in a drawer behind me, which I kind of sort it by color and also by the theme or the name, the edition that it belongs to. And yeah, so essentially just remove these cards. So I just recently got this one, but yeah, so if you remove this card, you'll get an empty tray, which I'll show you as well. So here's an older version, older packaging of how the Project Live comes in. So this one is a craft edition. and it also contains this tray, essentially the same tray. And what I do is I essentially just cut it down the kind of this line here. As you can see, it's almost a natural line. You can probably cut it down here as well, but the problem with cutting down there is that, as you can see, there's actually a kind of a gap, a hole here. So if you cut it down there, you're probably more likely to get things spilling out, and I guess that's not, ideal. But having said that, you don't even need to cut it, to be honest. If you just use this and then you just put your embellishment in here, as so, and they fit really well, and they're easy to sort through, and it's I guess an inexpensive way. For some of you who've been a Project Life fan for a while, I'm sure you probably have a bunch of these boxes in your cupboard. You don't know what to do with them, and you don't really want to throw them away because they're so pretty. I just thought this is a really good way to use these trays. So I essentially just cut them up, and I essentially sort my die cut pieces into collection slash type slash designer. So as you can see here, these two trays contain the Dear Lucy Happy Place stuff. This one is essentially the embellishment pack, and this one is the word phrase pack. And with this one, I essentially have two designers in one little container here. So this one is from Chamel. As you can see, I essentially just cut the packaging out so I know where what designer, which brand slash line it's from. And yeah, it's just empty out and just put it in this tray. This one is the newest collection by Amy Tan. This one is, I believe it's called Better Together, and I like to put the newer one in a bigger tray just mainly because I want to use it more. I want to use it more often, and it's just easier to flick through. And now with this one, I put together two collections. So the first one is the Stitch, as you can see from the top here, and then the bottom one is Finders Keeper. So when I don't have many of them left, or when they're a bit old, I can just put them together. And I saw them by the designer, just mainly because I think with the same designer, they tend to have a very similar design theme, and you can mix and match, I guess. And what you need to just look out for is just the color rather than the actual design, the underlying tone of the design itself. And I'm just gonna take the camera off the tripod for the moment, and I'm just gonna show you how I actually store this tray in the drawer unit that I've got. So okay, so here is my Alex drawer unit. So I've got actually two units, one on top of the other one. And as you can see here, I also use the top of it to store my typewriter as well as the album which I store my stamps in. So the first thing I want to show you is essentially where I store my die cuts trays. So the camera focuses. Yep. Okay, cool. So as you can see here, these are all the trays that I showed you earlier. So this drawer contains two and a bit tray. So you'll need three trays, three core kits essentially to fill out this drawer. To be honest, you might be able to fit one of these little ones in if you push this big tray to the back. But for me, because I take it out quite often, I just take it out and then just put it in, put it on my desk when I use it, and then put it directly back into here. So I don't really need to fit too many in. And as you can see here, I still have a bunch of space there as well. The next thing I want to show you is where I store, a bunch of bits and pieces. So as you can see here, I'm also using the trays to store my tags. So these are the tags I got from Studio Calico, as well as I think these printed ones are from Casecraft. I essentially sort them by color and then size, as you can see here. And these are the bigger ones, and the biggest one just wouldn't fit in the tray, which is absolutely fine because I just put it on the side here. Now I also use these trays to store my chipboard frames as well. So the big one here I think this one store crepe paper, so both the notes and things, as well as I think it's an open book collection from making homes. These ones are from Simple Stories, and these ones are from Lawn Fawn, I believe. And then I also have these tray which stores my wooden / cork embellishments, and as you can see, most of them are really quite small. So you get these cameras and bits and pieces, stars, and I also got, you know, some plastic stars and stuff in there as well, which not wooden exactly, but they fit quite well in here. And because I use them essentially interchangeably in my Project Live spread, so I essentially just store them in here because they're all similar size. And as you can see there, I've got some sequins in these kind of almost stackable container. Sort them by colour, and yeah, I don't really use them very often, but yeah, so that's how I store them. But so I sort them by colour for most of them, except one of the ones that have been kind of pre-mixed by Sue Calico. Just keep them as they came, I guess. And some of them are sorted also by shapes as well. And the next thing I want to show you is where I store my other bits and pieces. So this is another drawer that I have that I'm using. So this one is, these are the doilies that I've got, a bunch of paper bags that that came in Sue Calico kits, and then I'm just using these glass bowls / jars that I got from various op shops, and some of them are actually from IKEA, but some of them are actually from op shops. So I got these one from op shops, two for $3 to $5. Yeah, so essentially just get them from those op shops and then just put bigger, I guess, embellishment in here. I also store the labels in here as well. So I store them. I've got essentially 3 containers for my labels. So the first one is essentially kind of cool colors, so green, blue, and the other one is the kind of warm color, I guess, red, pink, etc., and then just black and grey in that one. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of bits and pieces that you know, came in various different kits. I think this one is actually from a December daily kit, to be honest. And bits and pieces, not that well sorted, but I think it works quite well for me. I'm okay with things not being too sorted, as long as I know where to reach for, I guess. Yeah, so this is essentially it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, so I know you liked it. If you want to see anything else, please let me know. I'm happy to walk you through, you know, other bits and pieces. I mean, I've got a drawer full of thickers as well. I don't want to make this video too long, but if you're interested, just let me know. I'm happy to walk you through a bunch of other drawers. As you can see, I've got a bunch of other drawers behind me as well. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.